beating number 7 Texas A&M. The 7 seed is eliminated 72-68. The winner will face the winner of this matchup coming up next. Beth Mullins along with Tracy Warren. And Tracy, the 2 seed and the 15 seed. The 15 seed has never won in the NCAA Women's Tournament. Youngstown State has their work cut out for them.
They're a very young team. Start 4 sophomores and a junior. 4 of those starters average double-figure scoring. They're a very blue-collar type team, but the fuel that fires this team is their 69-year-old head coach, Ed DiGregorio, the oldest active coach in men's or women's college basketball.
Now, what Youngstown State will be up against tonight is a Penn State team that has won 10 of their last 11, and when Katina Mack is on her game, this is a Final Four threat team.
Of course, she did not play in the Big Ten championship because she dislocated her nose, but she is back. Up to that point, she was averaging better than 21 points a game. Her penetration and quick first step really presents some matchup problems to this Youngstown State team.
All right, we've already had one upset here tonight. The Lady Penguins will try and make it 2. We'll check in on the starting lineups and then tip it up right after this. Welcome back to State College. Let's meet the starters for tonight's game, and to do that, here's our public address announcer, Tina Hay.
For tonight's first round game of the NCAA Division I Women's Basketball Championship between the Youngstown State Lady Penguins and the Lady Lions of Penn State. Let's meet the starting lineups for tonight's game. At forward for Youngstown State, 5'11" junior from Boardman, Ohio, number 22, Liz Hauger. At forward for Penn State, a 5'8" junior from Kokomo, Indiana, number 31, Tiffany Longworth. At forward for Youngstown State, a 6-foot sophomore from Atwater, Ohio, number 42, Shannon Beach. At forward for Penn State, a 6'1" junior from Erie, Pennsylvania, number 44, Angie Pothoff. At center for Youngstown State, a 6'2" sophomore from Parma, Ohio, number 44, Anne-Marie Martin. At center for Penn State, a 6'3" senior from Verona, Pennsylvania, number 52, Kim Calhoun. At guard for Youngstown State, a 5'7" sophomore from Pittsburgh, number 5, Colleen Cook. At guard for Penn State, a 5'3" senior from Downingtown, Pennsylvania, number 11, Tina Nicholson. At guard for Youngstown State, a 5'8" sophomore from Medina, Ohio, number 14, Caroline McCombs. And at guard for Penn State, a 5'8" senior from Monticello, New York, number 23, Katina Mack. Introducing the coaches for Youngstown State in his 13th season, Ed DiGregorio, assisted by Bob Galetca, Carol Nee, and Bill Wolf. For Penn State in her 16th season, Rene Portland, assisted by Annie Troyan, Susan Robinson, and Sherry Price.
Well, the coaches combined with over 65 years of experience between them, but as far as the players on the court, Tracy, it's a different story. All the experience favoring Penn State in this matchup tonight.
Penn State making their 14th NCAA tournament appearance. As a matter of fact, 14 of the last 15 years. And for Youngstown State, they're very new at this. This is their first appearance, but of course this is a groundbreaking year for the Lady Penguins. They've won their first regular season title outright, and then they were the Mid-Con tournament champions the first time for them.
The Mid-Con meets the Big Ten as you see Coach Portland looking on, talking with the coaching staff and the players prior to the game. They said their goal is to leave the Bryce Jordan Center with games left to play this year, and that would mean moving out to the West Regional in Seattle. Penn State in the white, and Katina Mack missing on the layup. Pothoff, second chance, won't go.
And right away you're seeing Penn State trying to set the tempo force it quickly up the court and score and strike very quickly, much like the Big Ten tournament.
The feed inside, and the first bucket of the game goes to Anne-Marie Martin.
The diversity of Youngstown State is what really sets them apart from a lot of other teams. They've got 5 legitimate scorers.
And we've got a couple of whistles, and one of them will be a walk, and that is the one that will give the basketball back to Youngstown State. So a travel called on Pothoff.
And credit DiGregorio's Lady Penguins getting back very quickly in the transition defense, and that is key. If they've watched any game tape on the Lady Lions, they know they like to strike very quickly, and stopping their first couple of possessions is key.
Penn State opening up in the man-to-man defense. Some good pressure from Tiffany Longworth, and that causes the turnover. Well, talking with the players, Trace, from Penn State, they said they wanted to come right out in the first 5 and 10 minutes and do some damage early. I would imagine Youngstown State wants the exact opposite to happen.
That was Penn State's forte in the Big Ten tournament. Get it inside and strike very quickly. You can see they're trying to get it in, get the good ball movement. Let's reset from the top of the key.
Nicholson short on the 3. And a traveling violation called against Youngstown State. Good hustle that time from Shannon Beach, but she could not keep her footing.
Tina coming off probably one of the hottest games she's played this season. 22 points against Purdue in the Big Ten championship. And Lynn Dunn says, I don't know what it is about Nicholson. She and Pothoff have that chemistry going, and they show it right here.
First 2 for Angie Pothoff. Minute and a half gone in the first half. First round West Regional. The winner of this one gets Kent, an upset winner over Texas A&M in the first round matchup a little earlier here tonight at State College.
Penn State playing that sagging man-to-man defense.
Blocked by Calhoun on the drive from Colleen Cook.
Make that 78 blocks this season for Penn State's all-time shot blocker, the great arm extension for the senior.
She has tied her own record for most shots blocked in the season now. Records that she has set herself the last couple of years, and a 30-second shot clock violation.
Take another look at Calhoun, almost as the player is by her, leaves her feet with that great arm extension, not getting a body on the player, and that's key for Kim, who has a tendency to do that.
Mack scrambling on the floor and taken away by McCombs, and out with it is Cook. Good defense by the Lady Penguins. Working inside, Martin gets the turnaround to drop. Anne-Marie Martin now with 4 points, 4-2 Youngstown State. Nicholson shakes and bakes through the defense. Longworth misses on the 3. And the foul will be called against Katina. Mack will take this opportunity to let you know Jack Reardon, Joe Cronin, and Bruce Short, the officiating crew here tonight.
And so many times, Beth, in this NCAA tournament, you play to another team's capabilities, and right now it's Youngstown State who is setting the tempo, and Penn State certainly wants to get into their game plan.
Lady Penguins would much prefer the Penguin pace. They don't want to run with this Penn State team. A blocking foul called on Longworth.
Now the big question here, did Tiffany Longworth move in the path and have her feet going of Liz Hauger? Certainly she did, and she got caught for the foul. Longworth in the lineup for her defense. Liz Hauger, the leading scorer for the Lady Penguins, but Longworth certainly in the path here.
Cook will stop and pop and hit. 2-pointer. 6-2, Youngstown State, the 15th seed, out to a good start. Nice cut from Katina Mack, assist Longworth.
It's what makes her so elusive, is she'll sneak up, penetrate, find that gap, and she has that great leaping ability to create scoring room.
And a steal by Longworth. She's out in front of the pack, Cook to beat. And she's bumped, will go to the line. First foul on Colleen Cook.
Tiffany Longworth, one of those players, as we had seen from Kokomo, Indiana. She had come in as a starter and then replaced by Jamie Parsons mid-season in the starting lineup. Longworth worked her way back by working on her outside shooting. Her defense has always been her forte, and now she's starting to develop more confidence and putting the time in to get her shooting consistent.
And Tracy, this seems to be their most solid starting five. They've toyed with a couple of different lineups this year, as Longworth gets 1 of 2.
5 viable scoring threats. As a matter of fact, Beth, before last game, the Big Ten tournament champion, Penn State had 5 different leading scorers in their last 5 games.
And the Lady Lions will get it after the Youngstown State miss. Anne-Marie Martin putting up a fight in the paint for it.
Youngstown State mixing up the defenses, showing a 2-3 zone here, and Longworth, the long shot zone buster.
Out of bounds off the foot of Cook. Penn State will keep it. Lady Lions coming in ranked number 9 in the country, but the selection committee thought they were one of the top 8 teams, gave them the number 2 seed. Mack, strong move to the hoop, won't go. Rebound Martin. And again, Longworth got her hand on that one, stripped away.
Martin had the mismatch in the paint, just couldn't convert.
Calhoun can't convert, follows it up and will go to the line.
If anyone has worked on their game with the Lady Lions, it is Kim Calhoun. Watch her run the floor. Tina Nicholson, good job of threading the needle. Calhoun staying put, maintaining position, keeps the ball high above 3 Lady Penguins and gets the putback. A nice job by the senior from Verona, Pennsylvania.
Calhoun converts the 3-point play, and we'll take a break. Be back to the Jordan Center right after this. Lady Lions up by 2. And some wishes from Coach Paterno to Coach Portland, as the Lady Lions try to avoid the fate of the men's team. And right now they're doing a job on defense. More problems created by Longworth. Earlier tonight, as we told you, Kent upset Texas A&M 72-68. Oklahoma State a winner over Rhode Island in the Midwest region. George Washington handling Maine in the East 83-67. So GW moves on to the second round. That foul, by the way, charged to Liz Hauger.
And no matter who Kent plays, they're going to give one of these teams a dogfight. Here's a team that returned all 5 starters from last year, won the regular season Mid-American Conference title, and came in and just shocked Texas A&M, who won the Southwest Conference Tournament.
And now a bit of a problem for Penn State, as Tiffany Longworth has picked up her 2nd personal, and she checks out. Jamie Parsons, the sophomore from Raleigh, North Carolina, is on the floor.
And that is tough because Longworth, one of your better defenders at the guard spot, she's been having the assignment of covering Liz Hauger, and quickly she finds herself on the bench less than 5 minutes into this game.
Youngstown State has created, or lost, rather, 6 turnovers here in the first 5+ minutes of this one.
Penn State doing some switching on the man-to-man defense.
Beach hits for 2. We're tied at 8. 14:40 to go in the first half.
The Lady Lions haven't played for 10 days. Rene Portland said they've been chomping at the bit, but they just don't seem in sync yet. That the chemistry doesn't seem there, and it looks like they're still trying to find their offensive flow.
They have not found the distance yet they were hoping to put between themselves and the Lady Penguins in the first 5 minutes of this one. The number 15 seed hanging right in there. Youngstown State, you see 7 turnovers. Penn State with 3 giveaways. Spin move. Calhoun may have gotten a piece of that one, but the follow won't go. Pothoff rips away the board.
Pothoff's got a battle in there. She is going against Anne-Marie Martin, the big body inside. 2 44s on 44.
Mack thought about the 3. Calhoun goes around Martin off glass.
When you're going against the zone like Penn State is, you want to put the ball on the floor and penetrate, and Calhoun has added that to her repertoire, done it with confidence this year.
How about a three from Shannon Beach? He now has 5.
Here's a team that shoots 33% from three-point land, but Penn State playing that sagging man-to-man and giving Youngstown State the good looks from the outside.
Youngstown State with a lead. Pothoff will get a second chance and makes good. Penn State leading Youngstown State by 1, 13:15 to go in the first half.
Youngstown State runs that motion offense. It's the reason they have 5 players averaging double-figure scoring. Caroline McCombs, one of them, who just had that turnover right there in your picture. She averages better than 14 points a game, but right now, Youngstown State finding themselves in a little bit of difficulty handling the basketball.
Pothoff is checked out. Tara Machaco is now on the floor, so is Shantae Hall for Penn State. And for Youngstown, 13 Shelly Allen now on the floor, as is Teresita Jones. Calhoun draws the foul inside.
Calhoun running the baseline well and using the paint well. Kim Calhoun is finding a lot of open space inside the paint, and what she's doing is putting the ball on the floor to lessen the distance between herself and the basket.
Foul charge to Shannon Beach. Hall, and she is fouled by Jones.
Just looking the way Penn State matches up against Youngstown State, they're taller. Certainly Kim Calhoun at 6'3" is about 2 inches taller than the tallest starter for Youngstown State. Take a look at the field goal shooting. The Youngstown State defense is forcing the Lady Lions to shoot about 36% from the floor.
And another miss in the defensive rebound, Shannon Beach. Meanwhile, the Lady Penguins are over 50% here in the first half. And a foul on the shot. Liz Hauger will go to the line. She was hit by Machaco.
And here is this scrappy type offense we see from the Lady Penguins. This is how they won the MCC tournament, is they are just going to put the ball on the floor and penetrate. Liz Hauger, the leading scorer, at better than 16 points a game. She's an inside player, but she likes to go outside.
And the Mid-Con Tournament MVP with her first point of the night.
Great free throw shooter at one time this season, had hit 28 straight free throws.
She's got a couple there, and the Lady Penguins back on top, 13-12. Strong start for the number 15 seed. Shantae Hall, first to speed, blows by the defense and draws the foul, and I believe that will be number 2 on Teresita Jones.
I like the way Shantae Hall has been playing down the stretch here with a lot more confidence. Watch her go strong to the hole, split the defenders, draw the foul. Penn State notorious for the high-low, and with Shantae Hall at the high post, she didn't find Calhoun, so she put the ball on the floor and drove with a lot of confidence.
Hall missing on the front end, on the first foul shot, excuse me. By the way, that last foul was charged to Liz Hauger, and that is her second. So the team's leading scorer has 2 personals. Hall makes it 50-50. As she gets 1 of 2, we're now tied at 13. Coming up on the 12-minute mark here in the first half. Calhoun, another block. That starts the break. The pull-up, Nicholson short on the 3. Beach is there. Good job on the defensive glass by the Lady Penguins. On the drive, over Calhoun, shot won't go for Hauger. This is Tina Nicholson. Little stutter step. Hall. Good up, she gets the deuce. Penn
State most effective pushing the ball up the floor. And a good mental error that Tina Nicholson capitalizes on. Youngstown State's Teresita Jones trying to force the ball inside, rolls it, goes on the ground, and it's a turnover. Lady Lions basketball.
Some of the defensive handiwork of Kim Calhoun on display here at the Jordan Center. The Lady Lions are up 2. Welcome back to the Jordan Center. West Region first round action. The number 2 seed Penn State up by 2 over the 15 seed Youngstown State. 11:25 to go in the first half. Machaco steps behind the arc and hits.
Machaco was the player who came up with 2 key three-pointers in the Big Ten Tournament Championship against Purdue. She's that zone buster so much that Rene Portland now is starting to rely on.
Reach-around foul called on Shante Hall.
The reason there is such high hopes for the Lady Lions this year in Rene Portland is because they have so many good role players. Machaco, the zone buster. Tina Nicholson runs that point. Ed DiGregorio knows he's got to try and solve this team. He's trying to do it with the zone, but Machaco just helped bust that one.
That would help Penn State immensely if Machaco and also Julie Giroux, who has seen a lot more playing time, can come through in the postseason. There's Machaco with the rebound quickly on the break. Parsons. And she's fouled by Anne-Marie Martin, and that will be the second on Martin.
Tina Nicholson great at pushing the ball up the floor. It's something that Rene Portland said she wanted to do. Ed DiGregorio, on the other hand, said he wanted to prevent that quick outlet pass, but you got to credit Nicholson. She gets the basketball, her eyes are roving, she's looking up floor, she's trying to find a receiver, and she's got speedy guards in Jamie Parsons and Tara Machaco that can help run the floor with her.
Parsons hits on the first. She played 38 minutes in that win over Purdue after Mack was hurt.
She and Longworth had gotten the start. It was a small lineup, but certainly they came out with a lot of speed and great defense.
On the drive, Calhoun with another block. That's her third. Nicholson, the dish to Hall, and the finish.
You see how Shante Hall kept her eye on Tina, didn't turn her head, didn't turn her back, always kept an eye on the point guard, waiting to receive the basketball. Nicholson draws the defender, gives it up.
Working inside is Beach, follows her own shot, and gets that one to go. Shannon Beach with 7. She leads the Lady Penguins.
They call her the Dennis Rodman. She has dyed her hair green for the MCC Tournament Championship.
That would be appropriate again if they were playing Sunday on St. Patrick's Day. Foul will be called on Beach, and that now is her second personal. Beach, Hauger, and Martin all with 2 in the first half for Coach Ed DiGregorio's team.
Now, Beach is not somebody you want to get into foul trouble. She's the team's leading rebounder, and she's one of those impact players that helps keep the glue of this team together.
Julie Giroux checks on for Calhoun. Shante Hall to the free throw line. By the way, the Penn State Sports Network would like to welcome those viewers watching on KBL Sports in Pittsburgh, WNVT, Falls Church, Virginia, KCSM, San Mateo, California, and WPSX-TV, Penn State Public Broadcasting. Katina Mack also back on for the Lady Lions as Hall hits on the first.
You know, Beth, when you look at teams in the NCAA tournament that have a chance to go the distance, it's their bench and their depth and how much they give up when they put the substitutes in. When you've got people like Parsons and Machaco and now Giroux coming off the bench, you certainly give yourself a chance to really go the distance in this West bracket for Penn State.
And they've got 12 points off their bench from Parsons, Hall, and Machaco here in the first half. This is Beach working on Pothoff, and she took an extra step. Turnover will give it back to Penn State. Substitution, Hauger returns to the game, replacing Beach. That's 10 turnovers now against the Lady Penguins.
And it's that pressure defense forcing this very young team into a lot of mistakes. It's a 2-3 zone.
Machado, her second three of the game. Lady Lions have opened up a 12-point lead. Shot no good from Lauren Blauser, and quickly the Lady Lions on the run. 9 minutes to go in the first half. Katina Mack, the pull-up, doesn't drop. Block inside by Martin. Good defense by the Lady Penguins.
Offense kind of standing still for Youngstown State in this motion, looking for somebody to make the cut to the basket.
Pothoff with the kick. They'll reset the 30-second shot clock for Youngstown State.
This is a team that was 7-7 at the onset of the season, and DiGregorio says, you know, I needed to tinker with the lineup. Finally, I settled on a lineup and some key substitutes. They only go about 8 deep. Then they went on a 13-1 run.
Shot no good from Martin, but there's Cook. And it's stripped away from behind. Mack comes away with it at midcourt. Nicholson steps behind the arc, around and out. Giroux muscling one up, and she draws the foul. And it will go against Colleen Cook.
Nice job of Katina Mack and Tina Nicholson running the break. What I like about Tina Nicholson is she's looking to pull the trigger more here down the stretch of the season. She doesn't hit it, but Penn State certainly have the big people to crash the boards like Julie Giroux. 6'6" sophomore goes to the hole strong.
Giroux missing on the first substitution. Shelly Allen is on. She replaces Cook. Giroux 1 for 2. 28-15 Penn State on a 16-2 run over the last 4:15.
And I'm surprised with this man-to-man defense. Tina Nicholson in a lot of mismatches.
And a chance for a three-point play. The shot will not go for Blauser. Fouled by Tina Nicholson.
There's a lot of switching on the defensive end for the Lady Lions in their man-to-man defense. And Tina Nicholson, who's 5'3", is finding herself against a lot of DiGregorio's 5'7", 5'8" players. They are not a strong post-up team. They're more of a motion offense. So they have yet to post up someone with a mismatch against Nicholson.
Blauser hits on the first. Substitution, Parsons replacing Nicholson. It's Parsons, Machado, Mack, Giroux, and Pothoff for Penn State. Martin, Hauger, Blauser as she misses on the second. McCombs and Shelly Allen. Pass intercepted by the Lady Penguins, and then Mack is able to tie up Blauser. When we return to the Jordan Center, Youngstown State will have the basketball, but Penn State has the lead by 12. Welcome back to the Jordan Center. Penn State by 12 over Youngstown State, and the team's getting down and dirty for the loose ball. Katina Mack struggling with Lauren Blauser. Not afraid to scrap it up, despite the fact that she's got a sore nose, and that's what she's supposed to be wearing tonight, Tracy.
She got fitted for that mask because she received a dislocated nose prior to the Big Ten Tournament Championship. She opted not to wear it, said she felt a lot more comfortable without it, but just in the event that she feels that there's a little too much contact, it's kind of looming in the wings. Also a mask fitted for Angie Pothoff, who took a shot to the nose, so those two have some face guards if they need them.
Three-point attempt is good. That's Lauren Blauser. That's the second three of the game for the Lady Penguins.
Penn State, a good job of spreading out the offense.
Blauser able to get a hand in the passing lane. Another takeaway by Youngstown State. They'll try and push it. Allen, the pull-up on the baseline for two. 6-0 run for the Lady Penguins. Pothoff. And a foul called on Anne-Marie Martin. That will be her third.
Youngstown State putting the ball on the floor. They do it so well. Shelly Allen with the stop, pop, and it's going to drop. Getting a little momentum for them, and Youngstown State certainly feeding off of that.
Pothoff to the free throw line. Some other action. NC State leading Montana in the West. Alabama to play Appalachian State later tonight. Auburn tapping Hawaii 26-12. These are all West region action. And earlier tonight, Kent a winner, as we see Notre Dame socking it to Purdue.
And a lot of people said that would be the interesting matchup of the Indiana clash. Notre Dame coming out of the Big East, and Purdue having a tough time of it. They had been hot towards the end of the season. Of course, they had lost in the Big Ten Tournament Championship, and Muffin McGraw doing a great job of taking it to the Purdue Boilermakers, but I wouldn't count them out. They are a very tough NCAA tournament team.
Allen, Machaco on her. Three-point attempt off the mark from Allen, but the follow is there for Youngstown State on the glass, and Hauger around and out. Calhoun comes away with it.
You know, Rene Portland's going to be on someone who missed a box out there, but I like the way she's playing or not playing Angie Pothoff, using her sparingly, taking her out, certainly because she's still suffering with that dehydration.
Parsons can't get the shot to go. One shot and out for the Lady Lions. 29-21, Penn State, 5:45 to go in the first half. The winner to face Kent in the second round.
And Beth, this is this blue-collar work ethic we were talking about with Youngstown State that Ed DiGregorio so well professes. Hey, they're going to stay in there. Basically, they've got their starters still in the game, but they will try and wear you down with their game plan, and that is taking you off the dribble, playing some solid defense, and forcing you into mistakes.
Nicholson back in for Penn State.
Second on Katina Mack. Nicholson checks back into the lineup.
And I like what Rene Portland is doing. She's using a lot of her bench. Stacy Brewer, the freshman in the game. Christine Portland in the game. Two freshmen out on the floor right now. And that's going to help these people get NCAA tournament experience and also help rest some of the key players like Pothoff.
Hauger's got 4. The Penn State lead, 29-23. Penn State looking at a man-to-man D. Nicholson knifes her way down the lane, doesn't get the shot to drop. Martin has it. Martin thought about the 3, skips it back to Allen, who will put it up and connect.
Now there was a lot of daylight out there, but Shelly Allen, the senior, chooses to put the ball up from about 18 feet.
3 3-pointers for Youngstown State. They're down 3. The 15 seed hanging around with the 2 seed. Mack misses. Rebound Youngstown State.
And again, this zone defense is really playing the Lady Lions very tough. Machaco on the bench. She's a zone buster. Parsons on the bench. She's a zone buster. And people having trouble pulling the trigger on the offensive end for the Lady Lions.
Mack almost comes away with the pick. Youngstown will keep it. Substitutions. Parsons and Pothoff returning to the lineup.
And Katina Mack comes out, but I like her intensity. She's really turned it up on both ends of the floor. And there's your key zone buster, Jamie Parsons.
Shot goes with 1 second on the shot clock. Caroline McCombs. And that's got the Lady Penguin Rooters up. Down now by just 1. They're on a 7-1 run. Gets 2. 7 points for Kim Calhoun. Three-pointer.
Youngstown State showing their range and their versatility, putting the ball on the floors and working against the bigger bodies against the Lady Lions. So they're putting it up from outside, and it makes them look so much more potent when they're hitting their outside shots.
Tina Nicholson will be headed to the free throw line. That follows the third on Anne-Marie Martin. Youngstown State 4 of 7 from three-point land. They've tied it at 31 with 3:26 to go in the first half. Tina Nicholson steps to the free throw line for Penn State.
Nicholson, the key free throw shooter. She hit a couple of key free throws in the game against Purdue, also in a win over Kansas. As we take a look, third in the nation in assists. Everybody's probably saying, hey, why aren't the Lady Lions way out ahead? Well, the substitutions for Rene Portland are certainly taking effect, and she's giving a lot of people a lot of time.
The long bomb's doing it for the Lady Penguins. That one drops, and they trail Penn State by 2.
In the West Region of Final, NC State 76.
Take a look at what's keeping Youngstown State in this game. Their hot shooting from the outside and their versatility of shooters. Several of their players are hitting the outside 18-footers. They're not trying to post up. This is their motion offense. They're running a weave right now, just trying to find some daylight to get off a shot.
Allen's shot doesn't go. Calhoun quickly up the floor to Tina Nicholson. She weaves her way through the defense, and the pass is knocked out by Allen.
And I've got to think in that last time out, Rene Portland said, hey, we've got to turn up the defensive intensity. We've got to create some offense with our defensive pressure.
Shannon Beach, 10 points and 6 rebounds in the first half. Hall misses on the layup. Rebound, Teresita Jones. And you've got to believe, Tracy, that the longer the Lady Penguins can stick around, the higher their confidence gets.
Absolutely.
Allen will launch another one. Offensive putback doesn't go. And a third opportunity. Jones with the layup.
The Lady Penguins having 4 players stay at home, that is in the paint and work the boards. The rebounding is really working to perfection on the offensive end.
Jonte Hall with a turnaround.
Rene Portland staying with the game plan, leaving Angie, Pothoff, and Katina Mack out of the mix.
Hall now has 9 to lead Penn State. Jones working on Hall. Jones with 4. 2 minutes to go in the first half. We're tied at 35. Nearly taken away by Youngstown State. Parsons from downtown.
She had about a calendar year to square up and take a look at that shot.
That's her first triple of the game. Youngstown State will try and respond.
See, the defensive pressure has stepped up with the Lady Lions.
Shot clock winding down. From three-point land, another one. Caroline McCombs.
Christine Portland trying to provide some help defense, and McCombs has got the hot hand.
McCombs has 5. And a two-pointer as Hall was towing the line. Boy, she has been a lifesaver here in the first half for Penn State with 11 points. Allen's strong drive won't go. Jones hammered on the follow.
That's an impact foul if I've ever seen one by Kim Calhoun. Teresita Jones is really having a field day in the paint. She's been getting some weak side rebounds and just some garbage buckets, and Calhoun finally said, it was her big 6'3" frame, you're not coming in here, and that's what you call an impact foul. Make a point. And Teresita Jones has obviously got the point. She's got the ball at the free throw line.
Foul goes against Hall. Jones now has 5. Well, Coach DiGregorio said they didn't rely on the three-point shot very much this year, but it is really carrying them this evening. As Jones connects on both, they are 5 for 9 from beyond the arc.
Taking what the defense gives you. Credit the Youngstown State Lady Penguins for recognizing it.
Christine Portland with a nice spin move. Penn State by 2, the number 2 seed. All that they can handle here with the 15th seeded Lady Penguins in the first half. Shot clock down to 10. Beach to Jones. Blocked by Calhoun. Beach no good on the second chance. Shot clock is off. And Hall is pushed from behind by Jones. Shante Hall will head to the line with 8.8 seconds to go in the first half.
Hall has become the new go-to girl of Tina Nicholson now as she is running the floor. She is looking hands up in a receiving position when Tina Nicholson starts her penetration. Here's a player that played on the blocks in high school, started to be converted to a wing player, and now she's moved back to the blocks, so she's got the versatility to play inside and outside.
All misses on the front end, but Penn State will have one more shot at it with 7.8 seconds.
And here's a time to put some distance between yourself and Youngstown State at half.
Portland inside the Hall. No good. Rebound Youngstown. The heave from Cook off the mark. But that's about the only thing that didn't fall from behind the arc for the Lady Penguins. 5 3-pointers, 50% in the first half, and they have been able to hang around with Penn State. That is the end of the first half with the score. Penn State 42, Youngstown State 40. We'll be back with halftime activities after these messages and a word from your local station. Welcome back to State College. The number 2 seed, Penn State leading the number 15 seed, Youngstown State 42 to 40. And the halftime statistics, Trace.
Certainly both teams shooting well from the field, 43% rebounds. Youngstown State is working the glass a little bit better. But the interesting note here is Youngstown State had 8 people in the scoring column, whereas Penn State had 10, used 11. I think that's going to be the difference in the second half. Who's got the fresh legs?
And who can continue to hit the threes? Youngstown State had 5 in the first half. Really sparked a comeback after they trailed by as many as 13.
And the Lady Penguins come back out in that 2-3 zone defense.
Mack, Nicholson, Pothoff, Calhoun, and Parsons to start the second half. And Tina Nicholson called for the walk. Out there for Youngstown State, it's Cook, Martin, Beach, McCombs, and Hauger.
Depth is key. Depth is a factor. Angie Pothoff back in. Pothoff not much time in the first half of this game, only 11 minutes, and Longworth only 5 minutes. So they're your 2 starters splitting 16 minutes of action.
Against the man-to-man D. Shot clock down to 10. Now at 5. Cook will have to push it. And a foul called on Angie Pothoff with just 1 second on the shot clock.
And it's sometimes the anticipation to really make something happen on the defensive end can come up and bite you. Angie Pothoff trying to help out with the defense just got caught in a little bit of trouble. You know, Pothoff is, Nancy, only 11 minutes and not much in the scoring column, only 5 points, so she wants something to happen.
Free throw is good. Anne-Marie Martin, she now has 5. And she gets them both. And that ties it at 42. Mack gets it to go. Scores from elsewhere around the NCAA Midwest. Georgia pounding St. Francis in the second half.
And St. Francis just within television viewing from here, so a lot of the fans in the Pennsylvania area keeping an eye on that one.
Hauger dribbled on the end line. Ball will go back to the Lady Lions.
Penn State's really stepped it up on the defensive end. They've really come up and got in the face of the Lady Penguins, not allowing them the room to take those outside shots. Pothoff trying to find some distance, and there goes Nicholson telling her, here, seal. She's trying to seal in the low post.
Shot clock is at 10. Calhoun seeks out Mack, and Katina on the drive may have gotten away with an extra step. Shot not there, and Beach has it. Quickly up to Hauger. And there's Anne-Marie Martin, 2 more.
Anne-Marie Martin scores for Youngstown State.
Ties it at 44. Nearly 2 minutes gone in the second half. Calhoun from just outside the foul line, good.
I like Calhoun's range. Youngstown State is really collapsing and putting a body on Angie Pothoff. Calhoun gets some daylight and knocks down that 15-footer. She's become more consistent from the foul line.
And how about that one? Notre Dame with the upset over Purdue, 73-60. A 12 seed knocks out a 5 seed. So the Big Ten 0-1 tonight. Cook shot no good. Parsons has it stripped away, and the Lady Lions will keep it.
A tussle off the floor, and many Youngstown State fans thought it went off Jamie Parsons, but it had rolled off the Youngstown State player. Here's where Penn State needs to get their offense in motion. Everybody's kind of talking out there, communicating, and certainly you want to get Pothoff open, but you've got 5 scorers out there.
Katina Mack off the penetration hits.
And Beth, you and I had talked to Ed DiGregorio, and he says that's what's the difference in the Lady Lions, the penetration and the great foot speed of Katina Mack.
Crowd trying to get the Lady Lions revved up. Taken away by Pothoff. Angie now leading the break. And the pass, not a good one, but out of bounds off of the Lady Penguins.
And again, Angie Pothoff anxious to make it happen, trying to force that pass inside. Ed DiGregorio, a great story. 69 years old, the oldest coach in men's or women's college basketball. Last year, Ed DiGregorio underwent chemotherapy. He had cancer of the colon, was undergoing radiation treatments and chemotherapy, missed only 1 game.
And the Big Ten evens up its mark on the night as Wisconsin has taken out Oregon. DePaul, a winner over SMU in the Mid-East first-round action. DePaul trying to set up a date with Iowa. And then, of course, DePaul would love to get home, of course, to the regional at the Rosemont Horizon. And an interception on the inbounds pass.
Great hands by Youngstown State.
Cook's going to go all the way. Left-handed layup is good. Pothoff. Strong move to the hoop. Angie now with 7. Full court pressure. Hauger with the dish, offensive foul. Nicholson had position inside. Basket will be wiped away, and the foul goes against Hauger.
A key defensive stop for the Lady Lions. Nicholson holds her ground. The foul goes against Youngstown State, but the Lady Penguins are having their way on the offensive end, running the floor very well. Tina Nicholson, one of the smartest point guards in the nation. Rated the top passer, as we know, Beth, from a lot of the publications, but she's got the great mechanics between the ears.
Turnover gives it back to Youngstown State, but they've got to be careful. Anne-Marie Martin and Liz Hauger with 3 personal fouls apiece. We've still got just under 16 minutes to play.
Going to test the ball handling. Of course, Colleen Cook, one of the better ball handlers, number 5 for Youngstown State.
This is Beach trying to go baseline on Calhoun. Swing it around to McCombs. Shot clock winding down to 5. Nicholson has it. Katina Nicholson. That was the 15th turnover against Youngstown State tonight. And Penn State gives it right back. They've had some sloppy passing here in the second half, Tracy. Hauger with the nice fake. Draws the foul and will go to the line. Liz Hauger with a chance for a three-point play. Foul charged against Kim Calhoun.
Penn State being very deliberate on the offensive end, forced into a turnover. Calhoun leaves her feet, and that spells trouble for her. Liz Hauger taking it strong. Off the turnover, Youngstown State running the floor very well. They've got the numbers going. Liz Hauger dribbles with the left hand, even though she's right. The pump fake, the foul, and then a chance for a three-point play.
Hauger finishes up her business at the line. She now has 7, and Youngstown State is down 1, 15-10 to play. Penn State up 1 on Youngstown State with 15-10 to play, and a reminder that at the end of today's game, Tracy Warren and I will select the AT&T player of the game. At the end of this West Region first round meeting between Penn State and Youngstown State. And for the first time since 5 minutes into the game, Tiffany Longworth is back out on the floor for Penn State.
A great defensive presence for the Lady Lions. You need somebody who's a stopper at the guard position, and Longworth is that.
Pothoff.
Beth, that is the first time I've seen a really good ball movement by the Lady Lions. They work the triangle from the point to the wing to the entry pass inside.
Youngstown can't answer. Penn State quickly pushes the other way.
One and done is key for the Lady Lions to get back in. One and done for Youngstown State.
Pothoff can't finish.
Look at Pothoff.
Go right back to Angie.
A great job of sealing and asking for the basketball. Angie Pothoff has turned it up.
Nicholson with the block on Martin. 5-3, swatting 6-2. And then some tempers flaring. Nicholson and Colleen Cook got tangled up fighting for the ball.
You don't tangle with Tina Nicholson, but Colleen Cook decides to take it away and take a little bit more than the basketball.
And cooler heads prevail on both sides. A timeout on the floor with 14:03 to play. Penn State up by 5. Angie Pothoff has scored the last 4 points to give the Lady Lions the 5-point lead. Pothoff with 11, Beach with 10, the leading scorers tonight. And Pothoff, 6 in a row.
You know, she was voted third-team All-American, and I think that's a great slight. Angie Pothoff is a first-team All-American and voted the MVP of the Big Ten Tournament. When she wants to turn it up, she makes a difference and has that much of an impact. Angie has turned it up in this game.
And it's showing on the defensive end as well for the Lady Lions. Shot clock down to 10. Beach trying to work on Calhoun. Calhoun got a piece of it. 6 blocks now for Kim Calhoun. See if they go back to Angie Pothoff inside.
Hey, Calhoun asking for the seal inside. Finally, she gets the basketball. She wanted it on the low block. She had a frown on her face. She got it from about 11 feet out, and she shows her versatility by knocking it down. And that's when you show your teammates, I want it anytime, anywhere.
It's an 8-0 Penn State run. Since Longworth checked back into the game at about the 15-minute mark. It's been over 2 minutes now since Youngstown State has gotten a bucket. Hauger doesn't go. Nicholson, the look away. Calhoun with the finish. And Calhoun with another block. Lady Penguins will get it. Kim Calhoun with 7 blocks.
Take another look at Kim Calhoun, how she runs the floor. Nicholson with the no-look pass. I want the ball. I'm going to put it down. And Rene Portland said she needs to show more emotion. Hey, it doesn't get more emotion-filled than Kim Calhoun.
And that's a couple of seniors who do not want their season to end tonight. They've opened up the 11-point cushion. Shot clock winding down. Beach will have to launch one. Nicholson nearly stripped away. Penn State on a 10-0 run. Make it 12.
Did I say Angie Pothoff had turned it up a notch? I meant Kim Calhoun had turned it up a notch. Look at the high-low. It works to perfection between Pothoff and Calhoun. Hits some airtime. Hits the bucket. Look at the double team. Got it right, left, got a hand in her face, and Kim Calhoun gets the job done.
Can't finish up on the free throw line. And a travel called against Youngstown State. Credit Longworth with the defensive effort.
Beth, about 4 minutes ago, the Lady Lions started to show their teeth, and that is put the game face on. They kind of sauntered their way in the first half, and now we're seeing Lady Lion basketball, and Kim Calhoun is right out in front of it.
They've got 16 points. The two of them make it 18 points in the second half for Calhoun and Pothoff. 18 of 22 that Penn State has scored. And over and back violation. Penn State starting to take charge.
It was his pressure defense that turned the tide initially, and the pressure defense that keeps it going. Jamie Parsons, tough pressure on Caroline. McCombs gets the over and back call. Another turnover, number 17 for the Lady Penguins.
14-0 run for Penn State. Was once a one-point game. Shante Hall
Picking right up where Pothoff, who is now on the bench, left off.
Youngstown State can't finish after some pretty ball handling by Shelly Allen. Nicholson will launch. And Youngstown State will get it. We've got just under 11 minutes to play. Timeout with Penn State opening up the 66-49 lead over the number 15 seed. Back after this. 4 minutes ago, Penn State had a 1-point lead. Since then, a 16-0 run. And they have fired up crowd here at the Jordan Center. 10:50 to go. The number 2 seed and the number 15 seed. Scores from elsewhere around the country. Georgia leading St. Francis. Iowa up on Butler in the first half out in the Mid-East. Winner there will get DePaul. Purdue has lost tonight. Wisconsin a winner. In other Big Ten action. Purdue, the number 5 seed, upset by Notre Dame, while Wisconsin took out Oregon to set up a potential meeting with Vanderbilt. And there is Sarah Machado, third three-pointer of the night.
Penn State pulling the right trigger. Youngstown State collapsing inside, and Machado opens things up by hitting from downtown.
McCombs' shot doesn't go. The follow is there by Lauren Blauser. Blauser has 6. Nicholson, the kick out to Machado. Short. Kim Calhoun. losing the battle for that loose ball. Shelly Allen was able to take it away and now hands it off to McCombs.
And credit Youngstown State, a team that starts 4 sophomore and a junior, has only 2 seniors. They'll be returning everyone, but they've shown a lot of composure in this game. A lot of fight, trailed by only 2 at the half, and they've hung in here.
And they've shown they are a good offensive rebounding team as they've tracked down another one.
Well, they've got 3 and 4 people crashing the boards, Beth. Got a lot of hands up there in red jerseys.
This is Shannon Beach, 10 points, but held in check here in the second half. And there's a 3. Shelly Allen, her second of the night. 6th of the game for Youngstown State. 15-point Lady Lion lead. That one won't go. Rebound is there for Blauser. Shelly Allen swinging around the Beach. Tries to beat Hall baseline. Shante cuts her off.
I like this Youngstown State team. They use their left hand a lot to put the ball on the floor.
Nearly stripped by Nicholson. 3-point shot off the mark from Allen. Another scramble for the rebound. Teresita Jones has it swiped by Longworth from a prone position. Fires it up court to Tina Nicholson.
That's going to the floor for your teammate.
How about that for an assist? Strong drive by Beach. She'll go to the line to shoot a couple.
I call this the splinter assist. You go to the floor, you pick up a splinter, and you send it on forward to Tina Nicholson, who's usually on the giving end of that. Finally, is on the receiving end of that.
Machaco checks out, as does Shante Hall. Katina Mack and Angie Pothoff return. And Shannon Beach, the sophomore from Atwater, Ohio, to the line. She's got 10 points and 8 rebounds tonight. All 10 points, though, in the first half.
Angie Pothoff back in the game. 18 of Penn State's 29 second half points between the junior Pothoff and the senior Calhoun.
Each hits 1 of 2, now has 11 points. And a substitution as Anne-Marie Martin returns to the Lady Penguin lineup. Series of events that included Tiffany Longworth returning to the lineup and Angie Pothoff and Kim Calhoun answering the call inside. Penn State went on a 16-0 run to really open up the gap. And now Longworth will try and will hit for 3.
Tiffany Longworth now providing some great balance in the Penn State scoring just when you're collapsing on Calhoun and Pothoff.
Mack down on the floor. And Pothoff, the beneficiary. Another takeaway. Outstanding defense from Penn State. Pothoff and Calhoun combining for 34 points, and now another fast break opportunity.
Beth, this is probably the finest team basketball I've seen the Lady Lions play down the stretch. Great ball distribution, great team help defense, and watch Tiffany Longworth with the great downtown 3-point shot. It is so tough to go against the Lady Lions, as they will tell you. Tina Nicholson trying to thread the needle, but Teresita Jones, who leads the team in blocks with 27, picks up number 28 for Youngstown State.
There you see the blocks. Penn State with 8. Calhoun has 7 of them. Another 3 for Longworth.
She's a catch and shooter, and she had plenty of time to set up, and Longworth is going to nail it when you give her time.
I think she was a bit upset, and I know the Penn State coaches jumped off the bench after that last 3 she hit. There was a solid box out from one of the Youngstown State players. And Longworth went sprawling, and there's a foul on Nicholson. Colleen Cook will head to the line.
Penn State a great job of playing on the offensive end, distributing the basketball, moving around. And here, take a look at Youngstown State trying to get it to the hole. Somebody gets a handle on it and called for the foul.
Colleen Cook, the sophomore from the Pittsburgh area, went to North Catholic High School.
And Ed DiGregorio says, you know, I took Colleen aside and I said, here, I want to introduce you to our shooters to emphasize the point that you're not supposed to shoot the ball. You're just supposed to get it to the people who are. But Colleen does a little bit of shooting her own, averages almost 5 points a game.
Shots and steals and second assists on the team. Cook hits on the second. 81-57, Lady Lions on top.
And now Longworth getting the respect of the double teams on the outside, opening it up for Calhoun on the inside.
19 for Kim Calhoun. And Longworth called for the foul on the reach.
Beth, if Kim Calhoun plays this way down the stretch of the NCAA tournament and everybody else on Penn State plays true to form, no one can beat Rene Portland's ball club. Calhoun is key.
Substitution as Nicholson checks out. Parsons is on. Penn State has hit 19 of 26 field goals here in the second half. And I think, as you mentioned earlier, Tracy, it was the defense that really got them going on the offensive end. And they continue to play three-quarter court. 5:40 to go. Martin short on the turnaround.
Great help defense from Pothoff in the low post.
Kim Calhoun inching closer to a triple-double. The 19 points, 7 blocks. She's got 7 rebounds as well.
And this is where the depth of Penn State is really coming into play. Down the stretch here, seeing fresh legs like Pothoff, fresh legs like Mack really turn up the intensity when they're in the game, where the same 7 and 8 players for Youngstown State are still in this game.
And the Penn State Sports Network would like to welcome those viewers watching on Sports Channel Philadelphia, WLYH Lebanon, PA, and WPSX TV, Penn State Public Broadcasting. 83-57, Lady Lions leading the Lady Penguins. The number 2 seed leading the number 15 seed. And it's out of bounds off of Penn State.
McCombs and Martin trying to work a little give and go. Martin had a great first half, but she's been shut out in the second half thanks to the double teaming in the low post by Calhoun and Pothoff.
As we've mentioned on several occasions, it's been an exciting first night for the NCAA Women's Tournament. Several upsets, including one here earlier. Kent, the 10 seed, eliminated the 7 seed in the West, Texas A&M. Kent will face the winner of this one.
And we had mentioned Kent, the winners of the regular season in the Mid-American Conference, lost in their tournament to Toledo. But Bob Lindsay has got 5 viable scorers in his motion offense.
Short on the 3 is McCombs. And Penn State will get it.
Beth, you and I had talked to a lot of these players. The knock on the Lady Lions is they've been 1 or 2 and done in the NCAA tournament. And now, a couple of years ago, they went to the regional finals, lost to Alabama. They've never made it to a Final Four, and they have a lot of promise on the team this year.
There's a steal by Colleen Cook. Parsons giving chase. Cook, second time gets it right.
Colleen Cook scores for Youngstown State.
83-59. Pothoff looking inside. Mack with the position. And she'll go to line. Foul against Liz Hauger.
You see how much of a threat Calhoun has become on the inside now that she's scored nearly 20 points. The fake on the inside from Pothoff's Calhoun here. She gave her a look, and that's all it took. It sold Youngstown State on Calhoun, left Mack open. The good vision by Pothoff to find the senior Katina Mack.
Mack missing on the free throw. She's got 4 points tonight. But Penn State doing the damage inside.
She's got that game face on, Beth. She's had it since the Big Ten tournament. And she really does not want to lose a basketball game. I mean, she's really got some determination. And she may only have 4 points, but she's forced a lot of turnovers in the defensive end.
She's got 3 steals. They work it inside Martin. The turnaround is good.
For Youngstown State, Anne-Marie Martin.
Anne-Marie Martin has 10. Another nice feed, Pothoff. This time it's to Calhoun. Kim Calhoun, 1 shy of her career high. She's got 21.
Size-wise, Youngstown State has no one to match up with Calhoun, so she's given a little bit of room, and she takes and makes the most of it.
This is Jamie Parsons now with the push. Nearly taken away by Cook.
And Rene Portland saying, step up into those passing lanes.
3 well off the mark from Tiffany Longworth. Cook, almost stolen by Katina Mack. 3 minutes to play here at the Jordan Center. Penn State in control, 86-61 over the Lady Penguins. 86-61, Penn State beating Youngstown State. 3 minutes to play and an explosion in the second half by that woman, Kim Calhoun, along with her partner in crime, Angie Pothoff. But Kim Calhoun, 21 points, 6 rebounds, and 7 blocks. And a fine evening for Calhoun, who coming in was averaging just 4 points and 5 rebounds in the NCAA during her career. That will change with the numbers this evening. Calhoun, the AT&T player of the game.
We said her size had posed some mismatch problems for Youngstown State, and really her intensity has posed a lot of problems for the Lady Penguins. Kim's really asked for the basketball a lot more, and she's gone to the hole with a lot of confidence. She's shown range by hitting from the free throw line, but Kim is very, very much active in the offense. Look at her ask for the basketball in the low blocks. Then she's going to turn and screen.
Has the position inside, fouled by Teresita Jones.
Kim's constantly working on the offense, asking for the basketball to get the steal in the low blocks, doesn't get it, turns and screens for and a teammate. Take a look, she gets the ball on the hop, has some pressure pushed in the back, but she's going to go to the line for 2.
Substitutions, Katina Mack will sit down. Liz Hauger out of the game for Youngstown State. Martin also is out. Blauser sits down. Colleen Cook heads to the sideline as DiGregorio puts some of his players on from the bench, clears out the bench.
And I've got to give DiGregorio a lot of credit. Here's a guy that got the job when he was 55 years old. His daughter saw an ad in the paper. He's got a very, very young team, which he takes by himself and teaches how to play various positions, ball handling, footwork, things of that nature. They're a young team and have shown a lot of character in their first NCAA tournament appearance.
Shelly Allen with another 3. That's her 3rd of the game. They have shot the 3 extremely well here tonight.
You've got to be thinking now, Beth, about the potential matchup with Kent State. How much longer do you leave Kim Calhoun in the game?
They swing it around. Machado. Calhoun. A new career high for Kim Calhoun. 24 points.
You leave her in long enough to get a new career high and then some.
Under 2 to go. Penn State will move on to the second round, improving their record to 26-6. There you see the shooting by half. 72% in the second half, while the defense held the Lady Penguins to just 24. And there you see Coach Portland with a hand for Kim Calhoun, and we spoke with her earlier about the NCAA tournament.
we have high hopes. The Jordan Center has been good to us. We certainly have a team that proved a lot of things in the last few weekends, and you have all that confidence in your back pocket. We'd love to get to Seattle, but as I told the kids yesterday, don't just talk about your winter clothes, talk about your summer clothes. This is the team on any given night. That's what this tournament is all about. So if it can be somebody else, why can't it be us? And that's what we're thinking about.
Well, they will move into the second round to face Kent, and if they win that one, they will indeed be heading out to Seattle. Julie Giroux's shot won't go. Stacy Brewer fouled and will go to the line.
A lot of players seeing a lot of playing time for the Lady Lions. So important as they're going to head into a second game with Kent, a Kent team that likes to push the ball off the floor, a Kent team that runs a motion offense, a Kent team that's not very physical, much like this Youngstown State team, but really has a lot of scoring threats. It's good that the key players are getting some critical time, and then they come out and get some critical rest.
And Kent certainly believes in itself after the upset of Texas A&M in the first round. Amy Sherry with 19 points and 10 rebounds, and Billie Jean Smith-Goldman 11 of 12 from the free throw line, particularly crucial down the stretch for Kent. Coming up on a minute to play.
1 minute remaining in the game. 1 minute. For Youngstown State.
Shot good.
Altada Bowles.
From Altada Bowles, number 33, who is on. Julie Giroux, and a jump ball, the call from the official. Possession arrow will keep it with Penn State. And a reminder to join us for NCAA Tournament second round action when the Lady Lions host Kent. Right here at the Bryce Jordan Center. Times may vary in your area, so check your local listings. They'll play it at 6:30 Eastern. Kent, the Golden Flashes, and Penn State, the Lady Lions, the number 10 seed against the number 2 seed on Sunday. Once again, times, however, may vary, so check your local listings as to when that game will air.
It's important that Penn State made a good showing against the zone defense of Youngstown State, because Kent had shown a zone against Texas A&M and were very effective. Penn State did a good job of busting the zone of Youngstown State, as we saw their shooting percentage in the second half when Youngstown State had mixed the man-to-man in the zone. But the Lady Lions are showing that whatever they're faced with, and they've seen a lot in the Big Ten against Purdue, Wisconsin, and Iowa, they're going to be effective because they've got so many different weapons.
How do you overcome the mental aspect, or do you even concern yourself with that at this point? They lost last year in the second round at home to North Carolina State.
And that's a great point, Beth. And you and I talked to a lot of the players on the team who said that's behind them. They've come out with a new attitude, a new outlook, a lot of confidence, and they're just trying to put that page behind them. But you've got to go out and make it happen right away. And you can bet that the Lady Lions will try to put their stamp on Kent very early in that game.
Julie Giroux is fouled. A reminder of a very busy night. First round action around the country. You know about the Kent upstate Notre Dame, the 12 seed upset the number 5 seed Purdue. Also Wisconsin winner over Oregon. DePaul beat SMU. George Washington defeated Maine. And Georgia was cruising over St. Francis in the second half. Julie Giroux tries to muscle one up and finally gets it to go.
That's what I call a black and blue basket. You pick up a lot of bruises in there.
32 seconds to play. 93-71. A game that at the 15-minute mark to go in the second half was just a one-point game, 50-49, and then the floodgates open for the Lady Lions. Christine Portland will go to the line.
I've got to credit Rene Portland, though, Beth. She never panicked or let her team panic. She kept Pothoff on the bench. She kept Mack on the bench. She used them sparingly in the first half. Then when she needed to open the faucet, she did. At the Big Ten tournament, she was the talk. of the media. What a great job she does in coaching with the personnel that she has. And she really has a tendency to get the most from her players.
They've won 2 of the last 3 regular season Big Ten titles, and they won the last 2 tournament championships. And you gotta believe that with the senior class, Mack, Calhoun, and Nicholson, they must be thinking their time is now. If they're going to make a serious run at the Final Four, this is it.
Well, their health has constantly been a question. Can they stay healthy? Can they stay injury-free? Well, they prove they can't, but they can still play well. Angie Pothoff, as you see, has suffered from periods of dehydration. Kim Calhoun, one of the few that's remained healthy, and great minutes from Kim Calhoun in today's game. If somebody better tell Angie she's allowed to sit down on the bench.
And there, too, returning to the bench is Stacy Rivnak, and that's a great sight to see her back on the bench. First time she's been able to return and join the team since losing her memory back in February. And the final seconds will tick away on a Penn State win over Youngstown State in the first round of the West Region. 94-71, the final. Big night for Kim Calhoun, 24 points. Angie Pothoff had 17. And a 16-0 run. 5 minutes into the second half, the pivotal moment as Penn State was able to run away with it down the stretch. The Lady Lions improved to 26-6. Youngstown State, a nice season for the Lady Penguins. They finish up at 20-9. You're watching the NCAA Tournament on the Penn State Sports Network.